Welcome back to our YouTube channel once again. We are the gatekeepers. I am Emoli Edwin.
At Dennis Keton.
After a long time for the football, for the Champions League lovers specifically, which is the whole world, we are back to, of course, the Champions League, which is the sweetest thing. Actually, football is the second sweetest thing in the world. I don't know after what, but anyway, guys, welcome back. It's the Champions League. Champions League is back, and we're still on the knockout stages, right? Yeah, we're still on the knockout stages.
We're on the quarterfinals, bro.
Still the knockout stage.
Yes.
Still the knockout. Let's say knockout stages because it's too far. Quarterfinals sounds too close to ending. We don't want it to end. So we are on the knockout stages, and first legs were played. We are on to the second leg matches. So tonight we have two fixtures: Benfica against Club Brugge, Chelsea against Borussia Dortmund. Actually, Benfica against Club Brugge. In the first leg, we saw Club Brugge were at home. They invited Benfica, and although Benfica were away, they managed to win that game 2-0.
Yeah.
So Benfica will be home tonight against Club Brugge. On the other side, Chelsea against Borussia Dortmund. Chelsea were away at Borussia Dortmund, and the Borussia won that game by 1-0. Although Chelsea played very well, they missed lots of chances. Let me say they were just unlucky. But now that they'll be back at Stamford Bridge, so Chelsea will be playing tonight, but an aggregate of 1-0 against them. So those are how the matches will be played, and those are the results. So on to the first one: Benfica against Club Brugge, aggregate 2-0 in favor of Benfica.
Guys, Champions League is here, and of course, as Pogba just stipulated, one of the best moments in football, which football lovers will actually have to enjoy. So, as Club Brugge will be visiting Benfica, they are facing one of the most devastating moments in their life. They have recorded poor results of late. Currently, they are sitting fourth in their league. And at that same time, Scott Parker's job is on the offer, because people are calling out for him to be sacked. And especially after losing over the weekend 3-0 to Otto something, I feel like Scott Parker's time is due. So he might be going anytime from tonight, because as they will be facing Benfica at home, I don't see any way Benfica are going to lose tonight's match. Benfica have been doing everything right. As of Benfica, speaking of Benfica, in their league, they are currently leading. They're position 1 in their league. So actually they're up to also win that trophy if they maintain the consistency which they have been maintaining. Over the weekend, they won by 3-0. That continues to show you that these guys, they mean business. So when the two team meets, I feel like once again, they won 2-0, not 3-0, 2-0, because one player scored a brace. So that's how it is. So as we meet tonight, I feel like we are excited about it. So for me, I won't even lie to you. These are the moments whereby I just give credit to the person who is currently on form. And because I know that they're not, if they won away, they're not coming home to actually let it go. They will be going straight to it. It's been a minute since they even reached the semi-finals of the Champions League. I don't even think they have reached it anytime this time. Like it's been long since they did that, so I feel like they're actually yearning to actually continue until they reach that position. So for me, if you ask me in this match, I'm actually still going to put my bet on Benfica to actually win comfortably. Yes, I dare say comfortably. Pogba, I'm looking at a 3-0 win.
3-0. Right, that's too gross for a team which is suffering. Actually, when a team is hurt, when a coach's job's on the line, they try as much to at least not fail terribly. So with this one, now Benfica, they will be at home, of course, comfortably at home, 2-0 up going into this game. Club Brugge are at their worst, and playing a team which is at their worst, especially when they really need results, is always a hard thing to do. So this one, I'll go with a draw, but irregardless, Benfica qualify to the next round, undoubtedly. So I'll go with a draw tonight. Maybe 1-1. Yeah, it will be better. Chelsea against Borussia Dortmund. Now this one is the match of the day.
Big game this is because it's one of the most defining games because it's a do or die tonight. It's either Borussia Dortmund comes at Stamford Bridge and just gets a draw or just 1-0 and they will be confirmed to have qualified to the next round, or Graham Potter's men at the bridge. It's up to them to actually make sure they win with more than 2 goals and keep a clean sheet. That is, if they actually want to outscore Dortmund and continue. So before we even continue on that, guys, it will be nice to tell you how the two teams are faring back in their leagues. Over the weekend, Chelsea got a win. Wesley Fofana scored a header. He scored a goal against Leeds, so the match ended 1-0. So Chelsea had been on a dry spell. They have not been scoring goals. They have not been winning matches. So the entire year in 2023, Chelsea have only won 2 matches. That was a match against Crystal Palace and now a match against Leeds. So clearly things have not been going well for Graham Potter. And it seems like not every Chelsea fan over the weekend was happy with that results of Leeds, because most of the fans have been calling for him to be sacked, and him winning that means that it kind of buys him time to still remain at the bridge. But having said that, we all know that these matches, they are never simple matches. They are usually crazy matches. On the flip side, Dortmund, they continue doing what they are doing. They won, and at the end of the day, they are keeping the pressure at the top of the league very tight. As you can see on your screen, across Europe, that's how the table looks on how the competition is tight. The top 2 teams, there it is on your table. Currently, Dortmund and Munich, they have tied up in points. So they are both number 1 and number 2. So what is separating Dortmund and Bayern is the strong goal difference of Bayern Munich. So the question is, can Dortmund bring their good form back to the Champions League and ensure that Chelsea doesn't have a better of them? Pogba, what do you think?
Well, last game was played, and Chelsea to me were the better team. Although they lost, but they were the better team. Let me say they were just unlucky. On the other side, BVB, Borussia Dortmund, they tried very much to defend their lead, and they managed to. So this is football, and since they managed to, actually they got the end result was a win for them. So coming back to Stamford, they know it's going to be the hell of a match. So they need either to defend properly or start attacking. As they say, the best way to defend is to attack. But this one, it will go straight from actually the tactics of their coach. If they defended a 1-goal advantage at their home, there will be a way. Will they still defend that 1-0? I don't think so.
It's going to be a difficult game, but what I can assure our viewers is that tonight's game will not be a defensive game. Everybody will be all out trying to see that they get the required goals. So back on Chelsea's side, Chelsea side still there are a lot of injuries and a lot of worries. So we all know that Mason Mount didn't feature in the game against Leeds. He had an abdominal upset, but still, even apart from that, he will not be featuring tonight in tonight's game because of the accumulated yellow cards. So which means he has a 1-match ban in Europe. So tonight Mason Mount will not be featuring, but that's not a worry because there are enough players who will be able to replace him. So on the flip side, still we have people like Mendy. We have Mendy, of course, who is going to miss, not yet fit. N'Golo Kante, he's still trying to fight to make his way back, and other players. We saw Raheem Sterling is back, and of course Kovacic is back. Not to mention Enzo Fernandez and Co. So basically the team is back. So the only thing we want to request tonight is Kai Havertz, this is your night. Kai Havertz is known for actually scoring very important goals, which usually catapults Chelsea to the next level, especially in the Champions League. So tonight is the night whereby all Chelsea fans will be looking up to him to try and convert something. So for me, I feel like tonight is the night where Graham Potter has to actually bring his A game, his magical game, or his tactics in this game, because losing this match tonight, I don't think many people will take the excuse of Chelsea played a very good game but lost again to Dortmund. So it has to be a must win for them, and hopefully they will be careful of one man called Adeyemi. Adeyemi scored what a wonderful solo goal after outrunning Enzo Fernandez and actually getting the best past Kepa Arrizabalaga. So they better see how to go about it, because it was a counter. So I know that Potter has actually reviewed that goal, and by now they stand a better chance of knowing how well to defend against them, considering that they will be also having Brandt, and of course Sebastian Haller is again back at it. So that should be it. So Pogba, what are your final deliberation, or what are your thoughts on the results of this game?
Well, according to your operation of the issue and the matter, well, you said Mason Mount will miss due to accumulation of yellow cards. In the Premier League, Chelsea won, but it was not a convincing win, because at the dying minutes we saw Leeds tried every possible way to equalize, but they didn't. Now, to honest assessment, I think they will be at Stamford. Of course, it will be a hard game for Borussia Dortmund, but according to the strengths and of course, let me say the strengths of Borussia Dortmund, maybe their football will be just to defend and counter. But I hope Chelsea don't get carried away by the defending of these people and try to play a highline, because they will lose that match. But irregardless, let me go with a 1-1 draw, which will be a fair result, because according to the statistics, not just statistics, but according to the strengths and weaknesses of both clubs. So I'll go with the 1-1 draw, which I think will be an advantage to Borussia Dortmund.
Guys, that's Pogba for you. So as of me on this match, I feel like Chelsea are good at making comebacks. And I feel like, especially in the Champions League, I feel that tonight is the night whereby they will actually have to activate their A game. So I feel like Chelsea will be in this game tonight to win and to make their fans proud, regardless of how the season has been. So I'm looking at a 3-1 win tonight, or better yet, it can even be a clean sheet. But 3 goals, that's we are sure of. So at the end of the day, the aggregate will be 3-2, 3-1. But what I can assure you guys, take this to the bank and cash it wherever you want. Chelsea are moving on to the next round. So that should be it for us from the Uefa Champions League. But before we end, it will be nice to just highlight to you, over the weekend in the Premier League, we had nice results which happened. Arsenal narrowly survived a scare from Bournemouth. Everybody thought Bournemouth were winning that game, but unfortunately, or fortunately for Arsenal, they were able to rally back a comeback, right? The match ended by 3-2. On the other side, after a long time, Chelsea managed to win by 1-0, as I'm telling you, against Leeds. Which other surprise results happened?
Brentford won.
They won
against Fulham by 3 goals.
By it was a very good game, very scary game. Brentford won 3-2. On the flip side, guys, the biggest results of the weekend was Manchester United facing Liverpool. They were at Anfield, and it's been long since Manchester United won at Anfield, and true to that, the record continued. So the match was it was a one-sided match, because clearly Liverpool were the better side, and they caused an embarrassment to Manchester United, something which last happened in 1932 against, I believe, Aston Villa. So it was a result which I believe Manchester United people or fans will actually want to forget. Am I right?
True. Well, according to Mirror Sports, they said the players were forced to remain behind and hear or listen to Liverpool fans chanting, just to instill that in them. So I believe it was a bump on the road for the Red Devils. Actually, they're all Reds, but for the Red Devils specifically. So yeah, it was a very humiliating performance for Manchester United. But the fact that we saw the whole world celebrating it means that actually we're on the right track.
Yeah, so guys, that match ended, in case you're wondering the results of the match, it's right on your screen. The match ended 7-0. 3 players scored braces, that is Nunes, Salah, and who again?
Darwin
Nunes,
and Gakpo.
Salah and Gakpo, they both scored a brace. And of course, Firmino, who is officially a free agent from next season, he's set to leave Liverpool. As from next season, he also scored. So a lot of learning lessons for Manchester United from that game. And I believe Ten Hag is a guy who actually learns from his mistakes. And also, do you know that in Ten Hag's history, he's never lost with such a big margin ever in whichever team that he's ever coached, which means that he should be bouncing back, of course, having learned important lessons from that game. So guys, expect a different game for Manchester United next. Who are they facing next?
So the Real Betis first, then
Southampton, yeah.
At home, yeah.
So guys, keep it the Gatekeepers TV, where we will be breaking to you all the results as they happen. And because we love football, we will always not shy from giving you the results. As we leave, remember to subscribe, like, and share our content widely so that we can grow together. Otherwise, adios.